Welcome in, everyone. It's Sports Overtime Saturday night here on WYMT. I'm Marcus Browning with you this evening. We'll look at some UK highlights as well as some other local college highlights. But let's just go ahead and start off with the Wildcats. Kentucky entered this afternoon's matchup on a 4-game losing skid. And if the Wildcats want to make it to the big dance, then they'll need a win instead of a 5th straight loss. Okay, here we go. Must-win situation for the Cats as they welcome a 17-9 Alabama team tied on the board first. Dazen Ingram hesitates, then pulls the 3. Cats answer right back. Shea to Nick Richards, slams it home for the early Kentucky points. Very back and forth first half. Danita Hall in underneath for the reverse. Winning Gabriel trying to stop it, couldn't get it. Then it's Gabriel on the other end, drives inside, gets the bucket in the lane to go. Quad A now, same thing. Floater outside the block, and Bama stays really close. Braxton Key drives baseline, gets the left side lay-in. No question about that one. Right before halftime, Daniel Giddens goes into the lane, gets the backdoor pass to Alex Reese, who puts Sasha on a poster. Shea to Hami, driving, gets the fading layup. Cats up 39-34 at the break. We go second half off the block. Knox gets a hold of it, bounce pass to Hami, lays it in, smooth. PJ Washington to Jared. He goes into the lane with the little floater, a little bunny shot, but watch this. John Petty takes it inside, lobs it up to Hall, tomahawks it down. Unreal play by the Crimson Tide. It's still close. Knox misses the floater, gets his own rebound for the second chance points in the sequence, and then Shea's pass tipped to Quad A. 3-ball. Cats now ahead by 4 with 3 minutes to go. They're showing some fight late, folks. Tide make it a 2-point ball game. Colin Sexton, the fader, off the left block. But here come the Wildcats, specifically Jared Vanderbilt. He dunks it here. And after multiple big plays at the end of this ball game, Shea inside misses the layup. But guess what? Jared Vanderbilt there for the tip in, gets the score. Cats end the 4-game losing skid, 81-71 the final over Alabama. Now let's head up to Lexington with our own Carly Bell, who was at the ball game.
The 4-game losing streak is no more for the Kentucky Wildcats as they finally end it here at Rupp Arena with an 81-71 win. A lot of people commented on how the Kentucky Wildcats are playing with a sense of desperation, but hey, a win's a win to these players.
We were definitely desperate because we obviously lost 4 games in a row. We needed a win, and we're just glad we came out today and got one.
Losing 4 in a row, you got to be energetic. I don't think nobody liked to lose, so we just had to come out on our floor and win.
We played with desperation, but we just didn't put the pressure on ourselves. We just want to go out there and play hard and execute.
A lot of this win has to be attributed to the Kentucky Wildcats attacking the boards offensively. They out-rebounded Alabama 20-9 in the entire span of 40 minutes, and they know that that is key in these upcoming games and in the SEC tournament.
This team, again, 7th in the country on defense, number 1 on defense in our league, and we did all right. And we made some shots we had to make, but the biggest thing is we are what we are. Like, let's go get rebounds. Forget about missing shots. Go rebound. We got 20 offensive rebounds. That was like the difference in the game.
The main factor in this win for the Kentucky Wildcats is Jared Vanderbilt. Yes, he may have only put up 11 points, but his team-high 9 rebounds was the key for this one, most of them also being offensive, and he knows that he needs to carry that throughout the rest of the season if they want to make an appearance in the NCAA tournament.
Just energy and effort. We had a lot of energy and effort both halves, and Jared led us with rebounds, I think, and he was just amazing on both ends.
I think we had, 5 guys in double figures. Everybody rebounded. We crashed the boards, or dominated the boards at that. We made the extra passes. I feel like this is the actual team win for us.
Wildcats are now back on the road. They will head down to Arkansas to take on the Razorbacks on Tuesday, February 20th, with a tip time of 9 o'clock. Reporting from Rupp Arena, Carly Bell, WYMT Mountain Sports.
So just as Carly said, here's what's next for the Wildcats. They now go back on the road, this time to Fayetteville, Arkansas, with a battle with the Razorbacks. This one is another late tip-off. It's set for Tuesday night at 9 p.m. on ESPN. So let's watch Arkansas. They take on number 21, Texas A&M. This one, of course, Saturday afternoon. Arkansas leading early. Jalen Barford, the three-pointer, 11-4. Razorbacks early in this one. Texas A&M catches up a bit. Admon Gilder, the dunk in transition. And that one, it was good, but we're going to see a better one here in just a little bit. Game is close now. Savion Flagg misses the three, but Tyler Davis tips it. 2-point ball game at this point. Later, Anton Beard, three-pointer off the wing. And Texas A&M with another highlight. I teased it to you. Here it comes. Robert Williams with a fast break dunk. Emphasis on the slam. Williams with another dunk before halftime. We'll watch it progress. He's just waiting down there. Finally gets it, puts it down. Arkansas led 43-32 at the half. Razorbacks would only increase that lead. They cruised past the Aggies 94-75. Up to Louisville, Roy Williams and the Tar Heels in town. Louisville down 14, but Dangadale hits a three right before the shot clock expires on that possession. Tar Heels respond. Some passing finds Joel Berry in the left corner, knocks down a three ball of his own. Then UNC on a 7-0 run when Ryan McMahon fakes out the defender, steps to the left, squares up, knocks down the three. Joel Berry takes it straight to the rack in the final seconds of the first half. UNC up 49-40 at the end of the first half, and the Tar Heels rout Louisville 93-76. Joel Berry with 23 points in the ballgame. So there is our national basketball highlights. We're not done with highlights just yet, though. We've got some local college action on the way. It's coming up after the break. Welcome back, everyone. We now get to those local highlights. We head over to Pippa Pass's first, the final home games at the Grady Nutt Athletic Center. I'll get to more of that in just a second. IU Kokomo in town. Deja Felder trying to throw a pass, blocked back to her, throws up a three to avoid the shot clock violation and gets it to fall for the first points of the game. Emily Harrell gets Al Sloyd on the board with a free throw line jumper. And then, to say the least, the Eagles got hot. Kayla Wilson spots up the three. The bounce drops. And then Wilson out to Haley Hall on this next play. She's got another three ball for the Eagles. Kayla Wilson this time in transition. The feed to Hall. 2 easy points for the transition score. Doesn't come easier than that. Back in transition, another three. This one from Jayla Spurlock. And they could practically score from anywhere on the court. They go down to the post. Alex Clifton goes up, misses initially, gets the rebound and the putback score. Alice Lloyd comes away with the win over IU Kokomo, 101-71. The Eagles were 18 of 32 from behind the three-point arch. As for the men's turn, their final time taking the court inside the athletic complex as well. Game 2 of the doubleheader against IU Kokomo. Cougars, Trent Elliott with the three ball to get this game started. We'll try and get those highlights moved to you here in just a little bit. Got a different story that's going to come up with that one. And the video that matches this story is because it is the Grady Nutt Athletic Center. And it's the final time that the teams are able to play in it because they're getting a new ALC campus center that will be built in a few weeks. A building that is expected to be fully complete in December of 2019. The Grady Nutt Athletic Center has housed a lot of great memories for the Alice Lloyd College students and community over the years. And while it's sad to see it go, they know that the future is exciting.
It's, for me to be able to play here and then come back and coach, and for the Grady Nutt Athletic Center, it's got a lot of memories. A lot of good things have happened here. Been a lot of great victories, a lot of tough losses, and it's always been an exciting, great basketball atmosphere. The fans have always made that happen. It's been an honor. We just love playing in this gym. We hate to see it go, but we also look forward to the future.
Down to Williamsburg. University of the Cumberland's hosting Cumberland University. We start in the second half. Malik Colvin Selden with the take to the lane gets it to go for the first points of the half. Patriots up 1. On the other end, the feed down to the post to Tyshawn Powell. He answers right back, but Colvin Selden isn't done either, working the post 2, left hand off the glass. Patriots retake the lead. This one would go down to the end. A pair of free throws by Chance Morton makes things a 3-point game with 17 seconds to go. Let's stay with it. Cumberland bringing it up the court. DeAndre Holt on the drive, kick out to Ryan Towns. The 3-ball tie ball game. This one would need overtime in order to decide the winner. In OT, under 2 to play. Chance Morton to the lane, turn and shoot. It drops. The Patriots pull this one out in OT. Patriots improve to 20-7 on the season with a 78-73 win. Cumberland's has 2 games left in the regular season. So there you have it. That's as far as their college action. Try to get you those Owls Lloyd men's highlights in just a few minutes. But it's now time to give you the scoop on what went down on the high school basketball slate last night. I've got this recap in this week's edition of Lee's Famous Recipe, Hazard and Whitesburg Full Court Press. It was the final Friday night of the high school basketball regular season. The season has flown by, but talk about some good matchups from Friday night. We start the night over in Leslie County. The Jackson County Lady Generals made their way over to Hayden for Game 1 of a Leslie County doubleheader, and the Lady Eagles showed why they have continued to stay in the Mountain Top 10 this season with the 79-31 win. As for the Leslie County boys, they took on the Mountaineers of Oneida Baptist, and the Eagles secured the win 86-64. Down to Harlan County, it was senior night for the Lady Black Bears, and Blair Green was honored prior to the game for scoring 3,000 career points. And despite a back-and-forth affair in the first few minutes, the number 1 team in the Mountain Top 10 cruised to a victory behind Blair's 28 points and Lanny Cox's 21 with the 87-56 final score. Back to Hazard, the Bulldogs hosted Estill County, and despite trailing at the halftime break, Estill County would come back and get the win over Hazard 55-49. Out to the 15th region, the Paintsville Tigers gave the Pikeville Panthers quite the go-around at Pikeville High, but the Panthers would prevail thanks to a buzzer beater 66-64. Then Johnson Central traveled to Pike Central, and this one was another close one as well. This one went into overtime, but Pike Central squeaked by Johnson Central 57-53. Last but not least, the Floyd Central Lady Jaguars made the trip up to Salyersville to meet the Magoffin County Lady Hornets, and Floyd Central would win by 30 points. Now the regular season is all over. Postseason is finally here. As always, this is the Lee's Famous Recipe, Hazard and Whitesburg Full Court Press. In other high school basketball news, I want to mention this to you. Harlan County Lady Black Bear senior Kaylee Gross set to go to Williamsburg, Kentucky to continue her basketball career. The Harlan County Lady Bears Twitter account announced that this evening that Gross has committed and signed with the University of the Cumberlands. Gross went out earlier this year due to an injury, but she looks to bounce back as a Patriot next season. Unfortunately, we are almost done with this edition of Sports Overtime, but before we go, I give you my play of the day, and it's a little bit different than normal right after the break. Good at Kentucky at shooting threes, and so far he's doing the exact same thing in the NBA. Josh, can you help me out with the teleprompter? It's Devin Booker's who I'm talking about. He was in the former Wildcat Devin Booker was in the NBA's three-point shooting contest, and to say that he did a good job might be an understatement. Booker took home the contest win after scoring a new record with 28 points. Booker beat out Klay Thompson and Tobias Harris to claim the three-point title contest, so congratulations to Devin Booker. As for the men's turn, this one being the highlights I promised you, they took the courts for the final time. Game 2 of the doubleheader against IU Kokomo. Cougars off the tip. Trent Elliott with the 3-ball to get this game started just 10 seconds into the game. Then it's ALC. Ryan House, the feed to Timmy Dalton for the lay-in. Eagles on the board, and then Dalton passing this time to Jake Allen, pulls the long 2 from the left side. IU then with the turnover. Blake Smith collects, takes it. He'll keep it, takes it all the way to the rack, gets it to go. Timmy Dalton, this time behind the back, says he'll take it to the rack plus a little contact. On the final of this one, it was 120-110. It needed OT, and what a way for the final game to be played there. Eagles pulled away to complete the sweep in the doubleheader, 120-110, the final score. Time now for my play of the day, and it comes from Daytona. Not a normal play, but this finish is great. Tyler Reddick on the outside, Elliott Sadler on the inside as they come to the line. Reddick takes the win, but you have to see it to believe it. Look how close this was as Reddick, according to NASCAR scoring, won by less than 1/1000th of a second. NASCAR only scores to the thousandths of a second. If that isn't any precursor to how good tomorrow's 500 might be, then I think we're going to be in for a good show. That's all that I have for you on this edition of Sports Overtime. As always, thanks for joining us this evening. So have a great rest of your night and great rest of your weekend. Good night.